Good morning. How's everybody doing? Sunday morning, no church because we're giving our volunteers and everybody who makes Hill City happen a week off because they deserve it. But there is no week off for me. I'm here with you live on the internet, welcoming you to the 2024 recap / 2025 preview with a few surprises. The word chicken is never a surprise. Today's service brought to you by my new mug, given to me in complete sarcasm. I cannot emphasize how sarcastic this mug is, by my loving wife. I don't drink coffee, but it's a great mug. So many great things happened for Hill City Church in 2025. But the number one thing that happened is we got to see people baptized and thanking Jesus for the impact that he's making in their life and being obedient. And we had a couple baptism services. They were both just really powerful and impactful. Got to baptize some of my favorite people on the planet, which was incredibly special and meaningful to me. But the number one thing that we do as a church is to try to share the message of Jesus with people and help them to become, followers of him and enter into a deeper relationship with him. And when people are obedient and take that step, that's a huge deal. And so, we are just celebrating all the wins of 2024, but number one high on the list is people, choosing to follow Jesus and making that declaration publicly for the world to see. And so it was a really cool thing. And we're going to do it again in 2025. Hope you can be a part of it. Kind of second throughout the year was our life groups, our small groups, just people continuing to deepen their relationship with Jesus through smaller communities. Sunday morning is a great time to come and hear the message of Jesus and experience all that you can in that moment, praising God for who he is and thanking him for what he's done. But those services are sort of one way, right? Like I talk to you, we sing, and it's a very personal experience, and it's a great time to bring a new person because they get to hear the story and the message of God being told, and they get to experience God's presence through worship. These small groups that we call life groups at Hill City are an every other week thing throughout the year, where you get to really talk and share and challenge each other and grow in relationship with other people and hold one another accountable. And so if you're not involved in a small group, would love to have you contact me, Aaron at HILLCityHudson.org. Go on the website or the app and sign up. We've still got life groups happening throughout all of 2025. Would love to get you plugged into one of those. But so much great stuff happens in those life groups where people get to talk about their faith and ask each other questions about their faith and read scripture and, like I said, challenge and hold one another accountable. So really awesome stuff happening in that area of our church. And a huge thank you to all of you who signed up to host a life group. Really, really awesome. I think we've got 9 going on right now, which is just really, really cool. Next thing is our kids ministry and our youth ministry. Both of those things continue to grow throughout 2025. Our youth group went on a missions trip to Bozeman for the first time. I've been to Bozeman a lot, but it was our first time for Max and other people going to Bozeman. And we brought, I believe it was 33 or 34 people out to Bozeman, worked with a couple nonprofits, helped the church that we were staying at, got to ride Dory for 2 days, and your students grew in relationship with each other. But more importantly, they got to see what it meant to serve God, and they got to experience what those small groups look like when you're away from home and you don't have the distraction of, all the stuff going on at home, all the stuff going on with your friends. You can really focus for a week on what it looks like to read your Bible, be talking about God on an everyday basis. And so many cool things happen on these trips. And this past one, we got to go see a live bear. It was actually incredibly disappointing, but your kids were awesome. They listened for 45 minutes as somebody talked about what to do if a bear attacks you in the wild, and facts about bears. And I was really shocked. It was pretty boring, and your kids did awesome. But they also did great work while we were out there, great work on themselves, great work for the community of Bozeman that they were serving. And we're planning on going back to Bozeman in 2025. So really excited about that. But we've had great youth groups throughout the year. I think our Christmas party that we just had over 45 people at it this past, 2 weeks, Wednesdays ago. And the youth group is doing great and thriving. Wednesday nights, 5 o'clock to 8:30. Wednesday nights at Teens for Christ, starting up again here in January. So if you've got a student that isn't coming, have them invite a friend and bring that friend along, and get plugged in, because it's been going really, really well. And thankful to Max and all of our volunteers who make that happen. Our kids ministry in every way is just knocking it out of the park. That's a baseball analogy. Hitting a home run, that's a good thing in baseball. It's a grand slam. Fantastic stuff. Miss Lisa and Miss Rebecca Potts are back there every week, making sure kids get signed in and put in age-appropriate groups. But more importantly, we've started a new curriculum. We're hoping it's more impactful for your students. We're hoping it is sending some stuff home, and you've got information to be talking about with your kids as the year goes on. Just that you know what we're talking about back there, and you're able to converse with your kids about it. Because we get to see your kids once a week on Sundays, but you get to see them every single day. And what happens at home with your students, with your young kids, with your older kids, is really what's going to make an impact for them in their faith. So we encourage you, ask about what's going on back there. Ask for resources that can be sent home. Talk about the things that they bring home, and talk about what they talked about back there, including the puppets. Puppets back in kids ministry for the first time on a regular basis. I want to say thank you to our puppeteer, who likes to remain nameless, but he knows who he is. And say that, just enjoy them in the park, enjoy them on the Sundays that they're in big church, and also just really thankful that he's back there on a regular basis in kids ministry, making a huge impact for our students. And Miss Lisa and Miss Rebecca are bringing it, along with all of our volunteers back there. Super grateful for them, and knowing that that's going to continue in 2025 just makes my life so much better, like legitimately, because I don't worry about what's going on back there, knowing that they're bringing it each and every week for your kids. In the sphere of that, we had our annual kids Christmas pageant a couple weekends ago on December 15th, and for the first time ever in recorded history, I believe, Hans Gruber was a part of a Christian kids Christmas pageant. Die Hard is a great Christmas movie, and we're grateful for its existence. I'm just trying to stir up controversy at this point, but we're very thankful for again, all the work that went into that. I want to thank my mom. I want to thank a bunch of our volunteers for spending extra time on that. And just super blessed to be able to do that every year. It's a huge thing for our kids. It's a huge thing for the families of Hill City. And it's getting better. it's getting better every year, and we're thankful for it. And you can ask for a link if you never got to see it. You can request a link, Aaron at HILLCityHudson.org. I'll send you a link. You can watch it. Super great stuff. Let's see. We had men's and women's ministries with stuff regularly in the spring, and then we sort of changed the format going into 2024 school year. So we've got tons of stuff coming up I'm going to mention, but want to provide a place for men and women to work through what it means to be a husband or a wife, or what it means to follow God as a mom and a dad, and all of these different ways that we express ourselves, and the ways that God created us, and the roles that we have as people. So very thankful for Ben and Krista Sikorsky, who have overseen those groups, and just super blessed that they're a part of what's going on, and looking forward to where these ministries are headed in 2025, which we'll get to in a second, like I said. Also, just really need to thank Donna and Jeffrey Smith, Brooke and John Stevenson, my stepbrother Zach, all sorts of people whose job it isn't, but who volunteer every week to show up and set up tons of stuff on Sunday mornings. And I don't even know all the people. I forgot to mention Lori Finnegan. I forgot to mention Greg and Jesse Aker. I forgot to mention Gabe and Sarah Schultz, who I know help set up and tear down. Max is crushing it back there with his tech team, with Christy Noser and Lori Thaxton and Micah and Ethan Rambo. And I think Eric Anderson helps once in a while as well, setting up and tearing down. Aaron Forsyth setting up and tearing down. These people make church happen for us on a regular basis as a mobile church that doesn't have a permanent home. And so just blessed by them and all that they do each and every week, whether it's setting up in a gym or setting up in a park. They make my job easy. I show up and play some drums, and I'm a part of the worship team, and then I get up and talk, and that's basically it. There's no other requirements for me. So just grateful for all those people, all the people on our worship team. And I'm not gonna go naming them because I will forget to name somebody. That's not true. Brooke Stevenson, Scott Ection, John Sikorsky, Hope Anderson, Krista Sikorsky, let's see, Eric Fredrickson, Jeffrey Smith. Did I say Brooke Stevenson already? I probably did. Me, myself, and I, Dennis Jones. Who else plays bass? Greg Aker. I told you I was going to forget somebody. I'm feeling weird about this. If I forgot you, it's not because I don't love you. It's because I'm on the spot and I didn't write all the names down. Maddie and Jordan do a fantastic job leading these people. Oh, Rebecca joined us singing in 2024, and I think we might actually have some new friends in 2025. Not entirely sure, but these people lead us into the presence of God each and every morning. Amy Swanson. I knew I was forgetting somebody, and it's not because she plays so much, but also I was going to thank her for setting up and running our table every week for welcoming new people. And Amy, I didn't forget you. You play the piano and you do it great. But I was going to thank you for something else, and your name was not in the worship team bank. So, Amy Swanson, all-star new member, actually, in 2024. Very, very proud of her for stepping out of her comfort zone. First time she's ever played with a team. Great job. Anyway, Jordan and Maddie doing a great job of leading this team and ushering us into the presence of God, and just really, really blessed to have the ability to play on this team and be a part of this team, but also to know that we worship God in the right ways and for the right reasons, and that our goal is to each and every Sunday morning begin our time and end our time together in corporate worship of the God who created us and loves us and is amazing and awesome in every way. And so just wanted to say thank you to all of them. And I'm sure I forgot somebody, but I can't remember who. So I'm so sorry if it was you. I love you. I really do. Amy Swanson leading our welcome team, and all of those volunteers. In fact, I honestly don't even know who all of them are, who stand at that welcome table and welcome new people and get their information, and just what a blessing that is. But I'm saying all these people and all these things because, you guys, this is the church. This is Hill City. It's not a place. It's not a building. It's not just the pastor. It's not just the worship leaders or the people on staff. It is the people that are the church. And as we are the church, we make an impact in the world around us. And as we do that, we further God's kingdom, and we do what he asks us to do when he says, go and make disciples of all nations and baptize them and teach them to observe all that I have commanded you. So really, these people are the church, and I'm grateful for them, and just really, really thankful, because as we continue into 2025, you have the opportunity to jump in and be a part of the church, whether it's volunteering at youth group or in kids ministry or helping to set up and tear down or standing at the welcome table or, being a part of the worship team or whatever that looks like in 2025. There's tons of cool stuff coming up. I would love for you to be involved. And so I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of what's coming up in 2025. But first, this portion of today's not Christmas, not quite yet New Year's service is brought to you by Ask Aaron. Ask Aaron, where you ask Aaron any question you have about God, Jesus, faith, or really anything, and he answers it in a weekly video on Fridays. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ask Aaron for this week. It's pretty dorky because I've already been talking. So here are today's Ask Aaron questions based on Christmas. Did God specify that we should celebrate Christmas? No, he did not say celebrate Christmas. He did say celebrate the birth of Jesus. He sent angels for the first one, people to a stable in Bethlehem, wise men a couple years later. That's right, I said a couple years, most likely. Anyway, so did God specify that we should celebrate Christmas on December 25th every single year? No. Did he say that we should celebrate Jesus? Yeah, literally all the time, with every aspect of our lives. So I'm not entirely sure what the question meant here, but that's my answer. He said that we should celebrate Jesus all the time with every moment of our life, right? Like our lives should be a living sacrifice. So that's my answer. The second question is the line of David still known? And the answer is yes. It's a long thing that, there's disputes, and you can't just go on like ancestry.com and look it up. But yes, you can Google, is the line of David still known? And it pops up, and you can click on these things and read, if people believe themselves to be descendants of King David, which would mean in some way, shape, or form that they're related to Jesus somehow. None of that matters. We're all children of God and the bride of Christ, and brothers and sisters in Christ, and all that kind of stuff. So, but yes, you can, Google it, look it up, read a bunch of stuff, and, whatever. So I want to again say those are my views, not the church's, but I hope they agree. Thanks as always for asking, Aaron. We'll talk to you next time. Welcome back to 2025. Here we are yet again, raring to go. Super excited. 2025, going to be an exciting year. We are buying a building. I'm joking. Oh man, do we wish? Yes. Can we? Yeah. If somebody wants to donate a lot of money, we absolutely could do that. And by donate, what I mean is be obedient to the call of God on your life to give. And what you give and how much you give is up to you. So there you go. We are going to talk about the future of our church. January 26th, I believe, is Hill City 101 Sunday. And there's going to be some information and just some more stuff about what the future of our church looks like. So I would encourage you to be there. We can't meet at St. Pat's that week. We meet at Teens for Christ. We have a breakfast. It's awesome. But it's, for now, still, St. Pat's Education Center, 10 o'clock every Sunday morning, setting it up, tearing it down. Really, have enjoyed our time at St. Pat's, and they offer us a great space to do that. And so we're really thankful for that. And we're starting off with a series about all really important things in our life, like anger and anxiety and stress and our weaknesses and temptations. And so we've just got a lot of cool stuff planned for our services on Sunday mornings. So hope you can join us. We're going to be at St. Pat's for the foreseeable future, unless somebody incredible steps up, or if you've got a big, space that we can have church in, maybe for free. It's all there in the open. We'll preach for space. Right, we're shaking? Fantastic. We got a marriage retreat coming up in January 16th. And just super excited for all of that. Still can sign up on the app if you'd like. We've got a men's mentoring breakfast in February. Family dinner's kicking off again in February. Christianity 101 again in February. Got a date night in February. February, going to be a huge month for Hill City Church. Bring your friends. Bring your spouses. Bring your dates. All this great stuff happening. Youth Group Survivor Night, February. Yeah, awesome. We've got men's events in March. Women's events in February and March and April coming up. We've got a worship night at the end of March. Had a couple of those in 2024 as well. Super awesome time of just getting together and singing songs as a church. We've got a Maundy, Thursday service this year. Last year we did a dinner, and we, found out what it looked like for Jesus and his disciples at the Last Supper. This year we're going to have something around foot washing, and it's going to be awesome on Maundy, Thursday, which is the night before Good Friday, where we have a service. We have Easter breakfast on Sunday, April 20th. Easter is super late this year, so if you thought Christmas was too close to Thanksgiving, everybody did, but good for them and fantastic for you. We've got a bike ride in the end of May for Memorial Day. We've got services down at the park in June. We've got all sorts of really great stuff happening in the fall for fall kickoff. We are so excited for 2025. And the biggest, most important part of 2025 is this. We are totally committed to making sure that people grow in their faith, whether it's they walk through the door and they meet Jesus for the first time and they accept him and they enter into a relationship with him, or it's a person who's been a Christian for 30, 40, 50 years even, and they, become a part of a life group. They step into what it looks like to enter a community of accountability and growing in their faith, and they read their Bible more, or they, actually sing worship songs. I don't know what your step is, right? I don't know what you're making as your New Year's resolution. I would encourage you, as you're thinking about what you want to do in the new year, that you create some sort of, spiritual or faith-based goal. Mine is actually to read my Bible more, not for preaching. As a pastor, I read the Bible basically every day, and I do it with the intention of, creating great sermons that challenge people and teach them about Jesus and talk about who God is and what his word says and what he wants us to know. But I don't, as often as I should, just open it up and read it for me. And so that's my goal in 2025, is to read more. Actually, it's to read more, books and to read more Bible. So as you're creating your 2025 stuff, just would encourage you do so around the idea of your faith, because that's supposed to be the most important area of your life. 2025 is going to be for our church about growing, not necessarily growing in number, although we're going to focus on, trying to get people to invite people to church and, invite them to our events. We're going to have stuff going on in the summer again where it's just show up. I believe this is the third straight year at Hill City Hot Summer Nights in 2024 that I lost at kickball in a crushing fashion. And so my revenge game will be in 2025 this summer. Invite your friends to that, to see your pastor and one of your elders, pick teams and just fight each other to the death on a kickball field. It's embarrassing, really, for me. Tony fields a better team every year, but we try real hard. We've just really felt that God is challenging us to grow, yes, in number, in financial flexibility, in what it looks like for each one of us to grow individually as Christians, for us to grow our small group ministry and our youth group ministry and our kids ministry and our worship ministry. And that doesn't, like I said, doesn't mean grow in numbers. It means, it does mean grow in numbers, but it also means grow, like actually mature as people and followers of Jesus. So I want to end this service with this. I am so incredibly blessed and humbled by the fact that you guys tune in for things like this, that you are a part of our church each Sunday as I sit behind those drums and look out at the faces of people worshiping, and I realize, oh my gosh, this is a real church and I am their pastor. And I go to youth group and I see 30 some kids running around, and I step back into kids ministry on days that I'm not drumming and I see 30, 40 students running around being taught about Jesus in a Catholic school cafeteria. I am just insanely humbled. The reason I brought up all these volunteers is that people would volunteer on a weekly basis or a monthly basis to make what was once just a dream of mine a reality is just so insanely humbling. And from the bottom of my heart, with the most sincerity a person can muster, thank you. I love you guys. It is a privilege and an honor and a blessing to be your pastor and to be trusted. 2024 has been one of the best years of our church. We've made a lot of important decisions. We've made a lot of decisions for the future that will impact who we are as a church and where we feel God is calling us. And we're just so insanely blessed with the, hundreds now of people who call Hill City Church home. And I want to encourage you. I'm proud of you. I'm grateful for you. And we hope that you continue to be a part of the Hill City Church community moving forward, and that you help it to grow, and that you as a part of it grow. Just really, really thankful and excited for 2025. You are not all disappointments. That's what this cup says. It says you are all disappointments. Again, in total sarcasm. Just couldn't be more grateful for who you guys are and who our church is. And so I hope you have enjoyed your Christmas break up until now. I hope you celebrate New Year's in a safe and happy way and with people that you love. And we are very, very excited to kick off our new ministry year and our new everything coming up here on January 5th, back at St. Pat's, 10 o'clock on Sunday morning. Until then, like I said, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Thank you for being a part of our church and all that we've had going on and all that we're going to have going on. Thanks for tuning in this morning, and we'll see you next Sunday. Brand new year. Talk to you then.